You need no fancy 4-ofs to burn the world to the ground. Burning it. Burning it. Oh, I'm on the ship battle board. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, sweet. We've got, there's PS4 players in Cosmic. Look at that. Alright, well, Nameless Draught. Drop of Chaos, Amelia 3. Let's go! Death card deck, it looks like. They're like 3 real hex cards. This gets cheaper when there are 20 cards in opposing crypts. So each of these put 3 in, right? This card's got to be nuts and limited. Like bury 3 draw. Another one? God bless. I'll leave up Herofall this turn, depending on what they play. Sure. I care about Blight Knight, right? Hats with the Twitch Prime, 14 months in a row. So find the computer, bud. Welcome back. Opponent doesn't want to play against that anymore. Alright. Not 100% sure what our opponent's doing. Feel like I don't really have a ton of good cards in my reserves either way for him. Like maybe an extra Casualty of War for killing Lord Blightbark. Doesn't seem completely unreasonable. Cheap shots, maybe a little bit medium minus. I'm just gonna make that swap. Less is more when you're not 100% sure. Our opponent has boarded up to 72 cards. Alright, I hope they get shard screwed. 72 card post reserve special. Opponent has decided they want 20% extra health. Let's go. The technology. I'm not knocking it. It's probably great. Alright, yeah, sounds great. Withering Gaze, yep. I like how someone earlier in chat referred to just like having a competitive deck as like being a whale. That's not being a whale. Having a competitive TCG deck doesn't make you a whale. Whales spend like unholy amounts of money on games, like tens of thousands, like more money than I make in a year. Like having a competitive deck does not make you a TCG whale. Colin is a whale. Yep. If you don't spend enough money per year to pay an entire developer's salary for the game you're playing, you're not a whale. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you're not. And that's okay. Most of us would not be considered whales. We might just get beat down here. I'm probably going to have to... Interesting that they did that before attacks. Okay. Another Demented Destiny. Okay. Do this. This one out. This is needs 10 cards. What does this card do? When an opposing resource is buried. Oh, an opposing resource is buried. Okay. Just one here. Okay. All right. So slowly figuring out what all these cards do. Yep. Plant phase, sure. Yep. I'm gonna kill the zombie this turn, and then we'll Herofall her next turn. Yeah, Massacre would be great. Cheap shot's not the worst. And I can fuck with the cheap shot. Yep, pretty good. Could really use a Massacre. Got this one. Possible I'm supposed to cheap shot the Thought, not the Thought Collector there. But at the same time, cheap shotting the way I did means that Massacre is a little bit better for us. No, I'm not planning to play Magic tonight. Next Magic stream will likely be Sunday evening. Not counting, Maddie and I will be casting for Nerd Rage Gaming tomorrow. Or sorry, Saturday, derp. Just dead rate. This is, well, that game went about how I was expecting this to go. None of these cards are, I guess this is okay, right? Invert opposing, I guess the Blight Knight's okay. How am I supposed to trim? Is this card not good enough because they're boarding up? I feel like I'm supposed to board this out, at least some of them. Maybe that's wrong. Klutz, what do you think? You're here. Help me, so you don't yell at me and tell me I'm just bad and dumb. Bonetide? Bonetide? That's fair. You cut Demented Destiny? No, I think burying a bunch of cards off their deck and then grabbing one of them to play out like answers one of their things. I think that's fine. Like, if I'm just like grabbing one of their troops to go to 72 cards to show dominance. The best deck in my opinion so far. I don't know. I'm not like most TCG players, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna say I'm really not sure. They haven't played enough to know one way or the other. Kind of an awkward 6. I genuinely don't feel that's true, Bob. I feel like you're smarter and thinner than most of your opponents on the ladder, so you'd win with most things. I really wasn't impressed with the Wild Diamond ramp deck. Just felt really exceedingly mediocre. I guess it's possible I should have not played that, because I could have held up double cheap shot. Maybe I should have held that too, just so I could, like, screw with a Fate Weave. Yeah, I probably should have held that to screw with a Fate Weave, right? I don't really care about that. I have been enjoying the Candles deck. The aggressive decks are a lot of fun. They've got a lot of lines to them. I think the Diamond Wild Momentum deck, the little Diamond Wild deck, is a little bit more play to it than the Candles deck, but probably also a little bit worse in terms of, like, being a linear deck. The Ruby Diamond Ardent deck is playable, it feels like, but it's not like the default best, like, this thing's so much better than everything else anymore. I think the deck is still fine, but I don't think, like, if you asked me during the previous rotation, I would have told you that, like, Diamond Ruby Ardent was one of the two best decks. I don't think it's, like, head and shoulders above the rest of the field anymore like it was last season, but I think it's still, like, a reasonable choice. Yeah, but, like, Tron, you have to remember, the ladder isn't representative of the decks that are best in the format, even when you're inside of Cosmic. And again, the reason for that is people just enjoy dicking around, and, like, the ladder's kind of like this testing stomping ground. I intentionally didn't cheap shot at an end of turn Klutz, because if I drew a non-slow shard, I wanted to play the Dark Heart. So I intentionally didn't cheap shot their Vampire Prince last turn. I paused and thought about it, and then I didn't articulate why I didn't cheap shot it, but yeah, thank you for commenting. I intentionally did not cheap shot their thing, because if I drew a resource, I would have been able to play this Dark Heart. I think I'm just gonna pass the turn here and Herofall something this turn. I don't know what Husher does, so no idea. Get rid of this. Ooh, we got one out of their hand. God bless. Maybe they just thought I wouldn't Herofall it. Not completely unfair. Yeah, the Sapphire Diamond control deck felt pretty reasonable. So I'm going to put a resource on top of my deck here. And then I'm going to go ahead and cheap shot this Thought Collector so they draw the resource off the top of my deck. So my cheap shots, in addition to giving a troop -1/-1, conscript me, random 1-cost things, call the grave. They're getting back a naive lackey, sure. I just want to hit their champ power, I guess. That seems loose. That seems much worse than just, like, getting back. Oh, they have the out. Okay, that makes sense. They're getting to trigger it that way too. Yep, I'm gonna block both of these. Block with my naive lackey lets me draw a card. This one trades. Not terrible. Do this. Hit my champion power. Get the star card out. This is at 20 cards, right? Yeah, so we're gonna have to play that real soon. It's so sweet for cards like this that the created cards go to the Crypt and Hex. Because, like, in Magic, a token card would vanish after it would die. But in Hex, it can go to the Crypt and then count towards something like Demented Destiny. Round Creeper. Yep, you have nothing with Deathcries in play. Oh, now you do. Nope. They get to draw a card here. Gonna Herofall the Creeper. My sponsored in Hex. Hex does not give me money to play their game. Except when I do well in their tournaments. So, Hex has $1,000 cash tournaments every single weekend. I'm sponsored by Hex Primal. Hex Primal is a website that sells Hex TCG cards like Gathering Magic does. So I have a sponsorship through a site that sells cards. But Hex Primal is not affiliated with the company that makes Hex Shards of Fate officially. I want here, I just want to get like a Thought Collector and like draw a card off their deck. That seems bad. I can't cast this because it doesn't change the thresholds. So I'll just grab a Vampire Prince for later. Oh, I guess I could have just held this Call to Grave, right? For if they kill my Dark Heart. Yeah, that was dumb. Could have just held the Call to Grave. What's going on, Ryvik? Yeah, kids are sleeping. Chris doing out Black Friday shopping, so I was itching to play some stuff, so we're playing some stuff. That's pretty good. Opponent down to 29 cards in deck. This is only, I have 20 cards in my crypt, right? Opposing crypts, yep. Our card holds down the fort here. Can't really play anything out though, because I'll have to sacrifice them to my Dark Heart. They did in fact take my draw 3, which is pretty sad. Yep. Took a resource off the top of my deck though, God bless them. All these troops they're playing out are smaller than my Dark Heart, which is why one of the reasons why Dark Heart's so good in this style of deck, right? Just like sits here and holds the fort down. They drew a cheap shot off my deck. This 10 out of 10 drew a cheap shot off my deck, right? Wow, no, okay, sure. Yeah, that's weird. I almost didn't block, and I was like, nah, let's just make them have it, because, like, if I make them have it, I can block here. All the Grave is getting back. Grounds Creeper, yep. Okay, so Grounds Creeper is going to let them generate value with this Corpse Lily over and over again. Yep. Alright, that's what we needed. So Cult of the Nameless City says my opponent has 20 cards in the discard pile. I get to use it to draw 3. It's just like 2 cost, draw 3. Hey, look, another 2 cost, draw 3. Is this good? If so, why? Please explain. Demented Whispers escalate, so now they have to mill 6 and then discard 2, so they're going to lose both the cards in their hand here. I'm going to play this out. Pass the turn to them. They also gave me a Linux client when I asked, pretty please, so thanks for that, Hexent. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, Hex. This is good. This might encourage my opponent to slam in here, and what will be a bad attack. Alright, guess not. I've not brewed with Exalted Commander yet. Oh, now I have to lose one of my cults. That's fine. Howling Madness. They've been 3. Are we actually gonna mill them out? This isn't real life, right? We're just like actually milling our opponent out of the game. What kind of casual nonsense is this? 4 charges, draw a card. Sign me up. I'm too casual for my deck. Too casual for my deck. Oh, right. This buries when it comes into play. God, that's great. Your turn, opponent. Triggers. Select some dorks. Dark art is so great. It's a little gruesome. I like it. Kill the dark card on the way out the door. I like it. I like it up to 9th. I feel like we're not memeing hard enough if I'm up to 9th. I need more Yeti Get In and Robo Gargoyles. Alright, Klett said the Grandfather Elk matchup was tough, so let's see if that pans out to be true. Being on the play seems good. I'm going to put a resource on top of my deck here because we want to work towards having this Massacre online, probably. Probably go Well, Demented Whispers next turn. At what point does a meme become real? I mean, we're gonna play Land Nauseum some more in Legacy, if that's what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, just like the deck has Herofall, Massacre, and Darkheart in it, right? So like, I feel like that's similar to the like choose your own adventure. You can like win with most things off of here. Like we're playing a bunch of like reasonable hex cards. We're just like happen to be milling our opponent out as opposed to like reducing their health total to 0. Just clean that up with Cheap Shot nicely. I love when my conscript card conscripts a card that conscripts a card. Yo, dog. Although Eager Lackey can't make infinite tricks anymore, so it's very sad. Gonna gain 2 with this. I think that's fine. These guys, hopefully our opponent mills some cards here. Then we get to make these dorks cheap enough to play. Wow, we had 0 resources in there? What a tilt. Yeah, Dark Art's definitely one of the more powerful ones, just like the fact of like the nature of the customizations on it, right? Could be dead here. Yep. Looks like we're dead. So, Communion and Wax puts a card into play and gives it double damage. And then Surging Wildfire says when this attacks, it deals damage equal to its power directly to the opponent. So, I guess we're not technically dead, but we're mostly dead in every sense of the word here. That felt bad. Yep. Just alright, well. Both teams tried, I guess. I guess we're technically not dead on board because I can Massacre and then this doesn't have any power left. We're technically not dead on board. We're dead. We're dead to most things they could have in hand though. And we're dead to this dying because when this dies we lose 4 health and it comes back to our hand. It does have rage, but it currently has -1 power. So if this attacks, it's gonna go up to 0. Yep. Lethal. Trigger. Womp, womp, womp. Alright, so Casualty of War is great. And then, Klutz, you said this matchup was hard and there's no cards in your reserves for it. I get nothing! I get nothing! Because Massacre is like really miserable in this matchup, right? Just like really doesn't do anything. I guess I can bring in Verdict of the Ancient Kings to counter their Communicated Wax. I mean, it's not a good plan, but it's a plan. God. This matchup's hard. Alright, what do I have to bring in? Nothing. Alright, sounds good. I left in some Massacres. The card's pretty terrible in this matchup, though. I feel like we want, like, some Rune Binds, just so we can, like, when we can reset their Communion Wax Troop or their Champion Power for the turn, ideally both. Hey, Mustache Magic with the 3-month resub, quarter of a year. Welcome back. I appreciate the continued support, bud. Caught your stream earlier tonight. Good stuff there. Glad to have more people streaming Hexy stuff. Yeah, I'm just going to do this and play the Cult of the Nameless City. Do I want a 4th resource guaranteed? I'm going to put a non-resource on top. This is going to cantrip here later, so hopefully we can work our way through. Yep. Hey, Immortal with the cheers. That's greedy? Why is that greedy? I'm gonna wait on the Demented Whispers for a second here. I'm just gonna go Cult into Deathless Devoted. That's fair. Oh, not taking the resources greedy. Yeah, I'll buy that for $1. We kind of have recall. I need to say I lost this game because I got shard screwed, and not because the matchup's impossible and there's no cards in our reserves for it. Pretty unlucky. It's a recall with a really long. It's like ancestral visions, like ancestral nap, right? Eventually, you like wake up and draw 3 cards. Ryvik understands. Right, so what does this card do? Because it -/- for each card in opposing crypt. So this actually just kills this thing, right? Gives them. I guess I should do this and make sure I really kill it. And actually, I'm going to Demented Whispers them first here, so that way they discard thinking this is going to live. This card actually seems really good. Oh, each troop. Oh, that we could have made a big mistake there. Okay, plenty of troops. Got it. We almost made a huge mistake. I figured it out though. We caught myself. That card still seems very good, just for what it's worth. Can I get Communion waxed and died this turn? In the words of a modern Magic player, kill me! It's like never beating a Dreamweaver Ancient here. Do they play a fight? Well, I mean, Klutz, they have a champion power. I guess I'm not killing them with damage, though. Look at that, not punished. Come on, there's no justice on this stream. Why do I need a shard? I need a shard. You know what I need? I need a way to kill a fucking surging wildfire. That's what I need. I don't need a shard. And kill this surge. God bless us. Everyone. Just get it out of here. Alright, whew. Alright, so I'm gonna get to activate these next turn, right? Because this puts 3 and these each put in 2. Get to draw 6 extra cards here. Draw 6 extra cards. Looking forward to drawing 6 extra cards. I think I'm just taking a lick for 2 here. I knew I was gonna miss, Immortal. Alright, I'm gonna play this dark card out. Just keep their board in check. Might Singer's a weird inclusion in my opponent's deck. I feel like they can't... Oh, they're playing Pomegranate. Okay, I guess that makes a little bit more sense. Don't hear the screaming children, yep. All I wanna do is draw 3 cards, draw 3 cards, draw 3 cards. Do 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 do. Wow, they just let me mill them more. That's so good. Roar. This is my 5/5. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Never attack with your dark cards unless your opponent is like in a weird position where they might lose the damage. Like, just don't do it. There's no point. We're gonna mill them out. They couldn't have me draw 8 cards turn, right? They're gonna shoot one of my things and I'm gonna block with the other. Oh, this is really good because now cheap shot keeps my guy alive. Are they gonna attack here? Oh yeah. How about this for a cheap shot opponent? How do I lose to whack shenanigans? I had 9 defense worth of guys. And the Surging Wildfires are all out. I hero fell the Surging Wildfires. If there are Surging Wildfires in their deck, I believe you. Without Surging Wildfire in their deck, I think we're fine. I don't think holding this up is relevant. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Don't let your memes be dreams, children. Don't let your memes be dreams, children. Candy. The best part is, your opponent doesn't even immediately lose the game when you mill them out. They just have to sit there and be like, I've been milled out. Burp a derp a derp. Burp a derp a derp. Alright. Alright. I think I want another copy of this card. Even though it's basic, it seems very reasonable. I think I want 2 to 3 Runebind in the 75. Probably over these Verdict of the Ancient Kings, Klutz. Just to, like, interact with this deck. This deck top 8'd the Bash last weekend, so I've played against it on the ladder a few times. That seems great, right? What's going on, Dark Wonders? This is our second Thanksgiving stream. We were live this morning for a few hours as well. We had a couple of Hex segments in there to close it out. I guess this hand's pretty cold to Righteous Outlaw on too. Alright, so opponent has done nothing so far. Do I play this? I probably should have played this, right? I'm just gonna, yeah, I should have gone Nameless Draught, do a thing, play this. It was a small sequencing mistake. No, the notification code, did you submit the notification? There's a thing that you have to do to submit it. Just gonna pass the turn here. Darkheart Cult's a little awkward, but like both of these are like individually powerful cards. It's possible I just shouldn't have played this because I just shouldn't have played this because I have Darkhearts in my hand. Oh, I should have killed that, right? That gave the one shot to something in their hand. Yeah, that was a small mistake. I probably should just Casualty of War that before it hit me. Let's do this. Hit this. I think I'm gonna wait on this Darkheart. Just hold up Verdict / Herofall this turn. Working our way towards that cult activation. So there's 9 cards in there. This will be 3 more. Herofall will put a 4th in. Darkheart's gonna put 4 in. That's fine. Then we get to play a Darkheart out and kill that. Do they not play, I'm killing this because I want to play the Darkheart next turn anyways. Do they not play Dreamsinger anymore? Or do they not play Dreamsinger? Do they not play, Dreamweaver Ancient anymore? I'm gonna lose this call to the Nameless City. Possibly, I guess. I guess I could throw this Darkheart under a bus here, too. And I guess if there's no bus coming across to put the Darkheart under, I'm kind of in a good spot. Notably, they have 12 charges here. Oh, I appreciate the resub, Dark Wonders. Welcome back. You have your Sapphire gem there, so I'm assuming it went through. So we're gonna take 8 here. God, this it charges. Oh god. We get to draw 3 cards though, at least. So you know, opponent doing us a solid. Got us to exactly 20 there. Pick up 3. Play this out. Down to 3 costs. Put a non-resource on top of my deck here. We're gonna lose this. Maybe we're in a position to win this game. Yeah, I took a little break before set 8 released, and then when set 8 dropped, Hex stopped working on Linux under Wine, and then Chris Woods set me up a native build of Hex on Linux. So that's what we're playing now. Take another 8-ball here. Opponent just has infinite champ power uses here. Need like a Herofall. Another one of these would be okay. Okay. Yeah. Huh. Alright, well, let's do this, I guess, right? Or should I just play this to start? Yeah, I'm gonna play this to start. And then pass the turn here, I think. And just hold up my quick cards. I think that's what I want to do. Because, like, if they go to champ power this, I can hero fault in response. If they just attack in, I can cheap shot it and block. Like, if they have a second troop here, yeah, that's fine. If they have a way to protect this, we're gonna die. I don't think we're beating a Gargolith anyways. Alright, well, you know. Don't let your memes be dreams, children. Don't let your memes be dreams. Discard a card, mill 3. I think I'm just gonna hold up Verdict, cheap shot here, so nothing funky happens rather than jam this. That's fair if they had a third Sabertooth. The odds of them having a third Sabertooth are pretty low. Never, hashtag never tell me the odds. I'm gonna use my no button on that one. Stop it. Out the old double cheap shot. We'll get to some more. We'll get to some more SI at some point, I promise. Alright. We draw the right thing here, this could be lethal. Getting close. That's a redraw. Or redraws, I should say. We could find another Blasphem. We have 3 of those in our deck. Hey, just like that. Are we 2-0? I think we're 2-0. I think we've knocked out knockout. Pretty sure the meme team lived the dreams. Just never attack. What's going on, Petehead? Just playing some Sapphire Blood Mill, you know, just best tech stack NA. Seventh on the ladder, results don't lie. Can I put another casualty? Can I put another Casualty of War in the board? This is the wrong deck. This is the Sapphire control deck we played earlier. Can I put another Casualty of War in the board, Klutz? Is that allowed? I'm gonna do that. Of War. I kinda want more of this. Do you need Demented Ascension? Is this a thing you need? I feel like my gut says this isn't a thing I need. My gut says the matches where I want this card, I'm dumpstering them anyways. I'm gonna go to 4 Casualty of War so I can beat that deck consistently. I feel like we got a little lucky to win that game we just won. Yeah, the Candles deck is a great deck to start with, I think. It's got a good, strong, proactive game plan, so you'll still be able to win plenty of games while you're getting a feel for it yourself. You're taking out all your troops. Okay, and? It's like, what's the game? I'm taking out 8 cards there. So I'm taking out 8 cards. 8 cards against Brodak. I'm bringing in... Usually they have constants, right? So I'm bringing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could bring in like a Casualty of War. But I mean, like, Demented Ascension doesn't actually bury them, right? No, it doesn't actually bury them. Oh, you just want to, like, kill them, though, with it? Guess that's fair. Alright, I'll leave 1 in. I want at least 1 more Casualty of War. Alright, let's fire up again. If you're interested in getting involved in Hex and you have a little bit of a Magic background, you can check out my How to Hex article here. It talks about some of the key things in Hex that are different from Magic and kind of goes a high-level overview of like the different events Hex has to offer. Yeah, I wouldn't hate some amount of Runebind in the deck, honestly. It's good utility with Darkheart. Alright, candles, let's try it. Yeah, it seems great. And by great, I mean none of our cards impact the board. We're going to shred their hand. So, Demented Whispers is a pretty powerful card. It's an escalate card, and it says, my opponent buries the top 3 cards of their deck, and they discard 1 card, and then we escalate. So, it adds 3 to here, and it adds 1 to here. So, the next Demented Whispers I play makes them discard 2 cards and bury 6 cards. Right. So not my traditional build, not I guess it really isn't a traditional build. So this is not my build of candles, because my build of candles doesn't have Decree of Banishing and Livanth in it. Yes, then Demented Whispers puts itself back in my deck. These guys get cheaper every time a resource enters my opponent's discard pile, or gets buried. Yeah. So this one now discards 6 and 2. Luminite's pretty good. We'll find a Massacre at some point soon. Ding, ding, ding. This is why I'm the professional, ladies and gentlemen. So Massacre here. All troops get -3/-3 permanently. Nope, you automatically have all of the gems and all of the... You automatically have all gems and all champions in Hex. Not something you have to purchase extra. Only need to purchase cards in Hex. Man, if we draw another Demented, we'll just, like, finish emptying their hand out. Yep. Probably just gonna Massacre next turn, keep the board clear. Unless they... If I draw another Demented, we'll bin their hand, but otherwise I'm just gonna Massacre, I think. Klets, would you Massacre this board? I feel like this is a fine board to, like, preserve my life total. Hey, Intangible Hawk! Jeff, you helped make my homework go by smoother. Here's to more months down the road. Thank you for the continued support. 16 months. I think this is just fine. So get a good clean 2 for 1, keep our health total high. This is the fear of massacring there. They get to hit Scion. Demented Destiny. Don't mind if I do. Hopefully hit a removal spell. I hit Luminite. Sure. So this card buries 7 cards off their deck, and then it lets me grab one of them, and it takes all of the thresholds off of it. So that's why this card is shardless here. You can see if we look for another Luminite in their bin, Luminite is normally Ruby Diamond. You'll play another Scion out, sure. Just must not have anything else going on. Scion is unique, so when they play another one out there, they lose the first one. Now the 21 cards in their deck, each of these bin 5 cards from them. Hopefully this one will make this one cheaper. And then these 5/5s, they just like lock the board up, right? So like they're gonna take a quarter of the cards that are left in my opponent's deck away, and then I'm gonna lock the board up. Yeah, they just drew all of their Scions. I don't know what that card does. I'm playing, this is not my deck list, someone else. Someone sent me this deck list, I'm just playing their deck list that they sent me card for card. maybe I'm supposed to Herofall the Scion. I don't know. They're just like building one big candle here, so I'm like not super worried about it. Oh, yeah, Klett started with that card and then he ended up cutting it, so I'm assuming it wasn't good. This is Andrew there in chat. That's Mike Kletz. He's on my Hex Heroes testing team. He's the one that designed this deck. Blight Knight's in. Verdict's in. What do I cut, Kletz? What am I doing? Casualty of War is probably not very good. Dark Heart's great. Herofall's fine. Is Cheap Shot not good enough, or do you save Cheap Shot to just, like, pick the candles off so they can't get going? Cheap Shot's fine. What do you cut? The Blight Knights and the Verdicts are easy ends. What do you trim? You obviously have a plan here. Board out 2 Blasphems. That's my timer, it's ticking down. 2 Herofalls. I guess that makes sense. They really don't have troops. Alright, I bet that for $1. It's like, only want to kill Scion and Massacre does that as well. See, I could use my brain and come to those conclusions myself, but I feel like you're here and you've thought about this, so I'm just gonna like make you use your brain instead. Against Dees, get to go Nameless Draught into Blight Knight. So Blight Knights, one of the things I love about Hex is that in addition to printing powerful threats, Hex also prints powerful answers. So my opponent's candle deck is doing really powerful things. We have Blight Knight here. When an opposing troop is created, it gets -1/-1 permanently. So basically, they can't make new candles while there's a Blight Knight in play. Most of these decks aren't playing Lorgoyle. My Blight Knight out here, and now, alright, they need to kill us before they can do anything, basically. Alright, I had the Flame Lick, pretty good. I'll place Resource out and just pass the turn here. I could Howling Madness, but I think I want to hold up Verdict to the Ancient Kings here. And again, we'll probably just Massacre on R4. Depends on what they do. I guess there's a chance we Dark Heart as well. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Oh. Oh. Oh, I've made a terrible mistake. These are going to be 4/4s now. I made a boo-boo, Klutz. I made a boo-boo. Am I still massacring here? I feel like I'm still massacring here, right? Now that I'm like in my bed though. Yeah, now that I'm laying here in this bed, it's very comfortable. It isn't on my TCG browser page, Waffle. It's in the YouTube video description. The API currently isn't working on this build of Hex. This is what it's like to be a professional. This is what it's like to be a professional. In case anyone was wondering. I sequenced the way I did because I knew that was happening. Ask me what it's like sometime, chat. Ask me what it's like. Cheap shot this dork. Get him out of here. Flame lick my face. And then Darkheart comes down. Bury some cards. Put a non-resource on top of my deck. I'm just gonna play this out as a jump blocker this turn. Preserve my life total as much as possible here. This is a free block for me, because I have to sacrifice it anyways. Yep, I realize that. Alright. Bury a bunch of cards, shall we? I'm gonna not play this third one, because I want to hold up Verdict of the Ancient Kings for the turn. Ooh, that's a good one. That's, yep. Am I dead, Jim? Feel like I'm dead, Jim. Get a Herofall real bad. Alright, that could be anything. 3 anythings, in fact. Alright, Alright, what's on your deck that could kill your dragon? Yeah, cheap shot means we're not dead. I'm gonna grab this Diamond Ice and Fate Weave a thing to the top of my deck. Pretty good. Troops are my bin any. Yeah, sure. It is a shame none of my cards are elementals, you're not wrong. So opponent has to either sacrifice one of these things, so we're not dead in the sky this turn. We're dead to a flame lick though. But this is on 9. So oh, is that gonna be lethal? That's lethal, right? Because now I can't play anything. Man, what a tilt. It's a good back and forth. Get to game 3 here, it looks like. Alright, so they have the fact that they have Dragon in their deck. So I would have died regardless of that. So the fact that they have Dragon in their deck means I want all of my Herofalls, I think. I think that means I want all of my Herofalls. Do that. Let's do that. I don't think so, Klutz. The Dragon closed the game really hard. Yeah, the Dragon died as a Casualty of War. Maybe Casualty of War is slightly better than Cheap Shot. Maybe. No, Jump Blocker and Cheap Shot's not irrelevant either. You know what's really great after the first Massacre? A second Massacre. I don't think that's true. Like, it all just ends up sequencing out differently. It wasn't exact damage. My opponent had 2 over that turn. That math works at all. Just start casting these. If we draw more, we can empty their hand out. Yeah, but like, I wasn't killing them that turn, Klutz, and they were going to hit me for 4 with the dragon the next turn. It's not like I could play the card and mill them out. If I could have milled them out, then yeah, I agree with you, but I couldn't mill them out. Get blood with this, since this Nameless Draught is Sapphire. I'll hold Verdict up here, which maybe is a little conservative. That's fine. I think I'm gonna kill these 2 candles because they're pretty likely to be able to get them to 4/4s next turn otherwise. And like this way, they'll probably build up and they're less inclined to play around a second Massacre, so hopefully let's be able to get them with that. Interesting sequencing there. You probably want a guidance before you chant powers to get a little more information. That's pretty good. Oh, you want to beat the candles deck on easy mode? Just draw all your Massacres. It's really not that hard. Again, this is why I think this deck is really playable. People were talking about awkward cards earlier that like are more aggressive, and this deck is just like, oh, that's not good for me. Oh, never mind. That's great for me. I would like slide out of my chair if I was my opponent right now. That puts 20 cards in their bin, so I get to activate this now too. Oh, Hex is a skill game. It's always try your Massacres, ladies and gentlemen. Never not have all the Massacres. You have a dragon? They need a dragon like right now for the be in this game. Okay, you got a Waxed On, sure. Not sure why they do that there, but you know, more power to them. Is it like Hogland? I grab this Bring to Justice so I have an answer to their dragon. This Dark Card out, whittle their board down. How to tilt your opponent 101, I get to draw 3 more cards next turn too. How is that fair? No blocks. For the rub-ins. And again, never attack with dark cards. Just don't do it. We're not winning this game with damage. Actually, we might win this game with damage, right? I don't know. Whatever. Alright, it sounds like my wife just got home from shopping. We're going to end on a high note with the Berry deck. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Let's see, is anyone else streaming Hex this evening? Remember, if you enjoy what you saw here, please follow on Twitch. Consider subscribing or becoming a Patreon. And if you're going to buy Hex cards, do it with hexprimal.com using promo code Jeff5 to save 5% off your orders. And you'll do all those things to support my content here. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Every Friday morning is all Hex all morning. We'll start about 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And also, you know, be sure to check out the YouTube channel link below for stuff for the list for this deck will be posted under the YouTube video later. My API is not working right now, so it wasn't uploaded automatically. Actually, that's a lie. I can link you right here. PvP Tools. As soon as the match is done, you can always find it on PvP Tools. PvP Tools is great. Shout out to Fred if you're watching.